cannot take one lecture properly, so that's why I'm not going to take any type of numerical. I'm going to discuss some basic questions who are important for your main examination as well as mid semester examination point of view. And also, these questions are going to clear your doubt regarding the semiconductor material. So, already I have sheet forwarded on your group. So now you can go. These questions are very important for your main examination as well as mid semester examination point of view. And also these questions, discussion of these questions will clear your doubt regarding this semiconductor material. So my first uh, question you can note down from here. After the session, but answer presently you need to note down. What type of ion is formed by losing an electrons? And if one electron is going to release from unit of atom, then which type of ion will be formed? Who can reply? This is basic question of one electron release atom, then which type of ion will form? Which type of ion will form on a planet? So one electron is then ion formed. No reply. So let's clear. Lead the eight, it means has is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. One electron will the 8 and electron it means 8 will be charge positive ion because all the electrons and protons are equal inside the nucleus, inside the atom. Why? So that we can make atom neutral. So from the atom, if one electron will move outside, then atom will become positive ion. Atom will become positive ion. Get it? Now you can write the answer of this question. What type of ion is formed in electron? Answer will be positive. Answer will be positive ion. So what we need to take care in the electrical need it. I'm going to discuss the regular lecture these positive and negative ions. So that's why we need to care. So if one electron will go from the atom, then atom will become positive ion because electron has a negative charge. Electron and proton are equal inside the atom. Atom can be neutral, right? Answer will be what is a valence? Is a valence, right? So yesterday I have told you and also I have shown you the classification of semiconductor on the energy band. Then there valence band, conduction band. One valence band, conduction band. Energy gap between valence and conduction is energy gap. The question: what is a valence? Who can reply? Valence band. Okay, knowing valence band, no issue. Can you what are the valence? Who can reply? in the matter of immediate. One, so uh, now my yes, now my voice is clear. Yes, now my voice is clear. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So outermost cell. Good. So some students reply, the electrons who are available in outermost cell are valence electrons. So this is not a correct answer. The correct answer, in outermost cell, there are some also free electrons are available, na? Suppose in phosphorus, there are 5 electrons in 5 electrons in outermost cell, right? So it means these 5 electrons are ready to get associate with another atom, either by donating these 5 electrons or by accepting 3 electrons, or by accepting 3 electrons. So if you are going to put phosphorus in the carbon, what will happen? Carbon has more electron in outermost cell, and phosphorus has 4. What will phosphorus has 5? That's it, 4 and 5. So phosphorus, uh, from the outermost shell of the phosphorus, 4 electrons are going to get associated with 4 electrons of the carbon, and with the help of covalent bond, they will make another atom, another molecule. Sorry, another molecules. And in the outermost shell of phosphorus, there will be one free electrons. There will be one free electrons. So here, valence electrons in carbon, valence electrons in phosphorus atoms are 4, and free electrons is 1. So this is the right definition of valence electron. And free electron, what you are telling also the electron to make known as valence electron. The question, what is a valence band? And invisible is band. Yani who are going, valency means covalent bond. right answer of for this, what is a valence band? The particular region in which valence electrons are available is known as valence band. Now, what is a conduction band? So another study you have seen in energy band diagram, one was valence band, another was conduction band. Valence band was in, at bottom level, and conduction band was at top level. So in I'm going to talk about phosphorus atom. Then in valence band, four electrons are available, and in conduction band, one electron is available because one electron is free. Right? So got it? Conduction band and valence band. Valence band, the particular region where valence electrons are available, and in conduction band, the region in which free electrons are available. So, for example, in the case of this phosphorus atom, conduction band, there will be one electron. In the valence band, there will be four electrons, and in total, five electrons. Right? So, if you are going to mix this phosphorus atom with carbon, yeah, with the silicon, yes, you can say silicon, because silicon has a total number of 14 electrons, 4 electron, 14 electron. So in the outermost shell, there will be 4 electrons. So 4 electrons of the silicon and 4 electrons of the phosphorus, they will make covalent bond and they will achieve stability. But one electron will be free in phosphorus atom. So that free electron will work for the conducting of current, for the conducting of current, right? Okay. So here one electrons I'm getting extra. So that's why this phosphorus material is known as donating type of material. Donating. And this phosphorus material is donating one electron, not accepting. So this one is known as donating type of material. So one free electron is available extra in outermost shell. It means these type of material are N type of material, any negative charge material, negative charge they are going to produce. So the question is, what is valence band? The band in which valence electrons are available. Okay. For example, in the case of phosphorus, 4 electrons. Next question, what is a conduction band? The band in which free electrons are available. The band in which free electrons are available. So, for example, in the case of phosphorus on the conduction band, one electron is available, right? And the gap between this valence band and conduction band is known as forbidden gap. Forbidden gap or energy band gap. So, next question is, what is a forbidden gap? What is a forbidden gap? So the forbidden gap is a difference of energy level between valence band and conduction band. These type of question definitely will come in your mid semester exam as well as main exam, main in semester exam. So now you'll have to take care because these sheets I am providing to you, and during the exam, before appearing in the exam, you'll have to do some sort of a practice so that you can get some good kind of things. So what is a forbidden gap? The energy difference, level of energy difference between valence band and conduction band is known as forbidden gap, as I have told you. Now this forbidden gap is going to decide that material is insulator or the material is conductor or the material is conductor, right? right? And it is forbidden gas, value of this forbidden gas is going to decide which type of material is there: insulator, conductor, semiconductor. Now, which electron occupy conduction band? Which electrons occupy conduction band? So already I have told you. Anyone can reply. Which type of electron occupy conduction band? Anyone?
Sir, free electron.
Free electrons. Good. So in the conduction band, free electrons are available. Good. Good. Now, how many valence electrons a pentavalence has? How many valence electrons a pentavalence has? Give one example. How many valence electrons a pentavalent has? Give some examples. यानी in pentavalent में pentavalent means do you know the pentavalent material who has five electrons in outermost shell?
So, element have five valence.
Yes,
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 yes.
like phosphorus, arsenic, है ना? So how many electrons will be there in valence band? Four.
Five.
Sir, 4.
Four, and one electron will be free, and that electron will go in conduction band. How many valence electrons in trivalent atom? Trivalent. ट्राईवेलेंट में कितने रहते हैं वैलेंस बैंड में? 3 एटम्स,
Three.
sorry, 3 electrons. 3, like can you tell me one example? Trivalent material?
Aluminium.
Aluminum. Aluminum. Okay, okay. So now here I'm going to discuss this. Already I have told you uh, this pentavalent. So now here trivalent and pentavalent came. So we need to discuss over here. Pentavalent are acceptor type of donor type of doping. Pentavalent are donor type of doping because they have 5 electrons in outermost shell. Four are going to get associated with covalent bond and they will make stable atoms. One electron will be free. And if they are going to, you know, mm, donate one electron. So that's why all the pentavalent elements are donating type of uh, elements, donating, and they have a negative kind of things. I mean, the trivalent, there are three electrons in outermost shell. So what they need, they are going to accept one electron for neighboring atoms. They are going to accept one electron from neighboring atom. It means all the trivalent elements are accepting type of element, acceptor. So they are acceptor. They are going to accept one electron. It means one electron will move from neighboring atom, will go inside the this trivalent. So it means in the neighboring atom there will be one positive charge, and in they will leave behind positive ions. So it means pentavalent they have negative charge, yani negative ions, and trivalent they have positive ions. They have positive ions. So it means current conduction because of pentavalent impurity. Current conduction because of pentavalent impurity will be because of movement of electrons, yani negative charge. Current conduction because of trivalent impurity will be because of movement of positive charge, yani because of movement of holes. Positive charge is known as holes, right? So keep in your mind, if you are going to put pentavalent impurity, it means donator type of doping will be there, and charge ions will be negative, and current will be contributed because of movement of negative charge, any free electrons. And if you are going to put trivalent impurity, it means ions will be positive and movement of charge will be positive. Movement of charge will be because of positive charge, and current will be contributed because of movement of positive charge. And positive charge is known as holes. So, as a conclusion, we can say that in trivalent impurity, current will be contributed because of movement of holes, and in pentavalent impurity, current will be contributed because of movement of electrons. Okay, because of movement of electrons. Next question. Describe the difference between the donor and acceptor impurities. Next question. Describe the difference between the donor and acceptor impurities. So just 1 minute before I have told you, in the donor impurities, what will happen? We need to mix pentavalent impurity, and pentavalent impurity will give one free electrons, right? While in acceptor doping, I'm going to put trivalent impurity, and this trivalent impurity will give one free holes, because trivalent impurity is going to accept one electron from neighboring atom, and if one electron from neighboring atom will come and go inside the trivalent, then on neighboring type of holes will be there. So it means acceptors are accepting the electron from neighboring atom, and donors are donating one electrons to the neighboring atoms, right? So this is the basic difference between acceptor and donor type impurities. Okay. Now, what is the next question? What is the energy level of valence shell? What is the energy level of valence shell? Valence shell means this is in the energy band diagram. This is situated at bottom level, and conduction cell situated at top level. So if you are moving from valence band, yani from bottom to top, level of the energy is going to decrease. Level of energy is going to decrease. So it means what is the energy level of valence band? Valence band is situated at the bottom level. It means they have maximum energy level. It means they have maximum energy level. Got it? Got it? What is the energy level of valence shell? Got it? What is the order of forbidden gap in insulators? What is the order of forbidden gap in insulators?
Sir,
So,
10,
what is the order of forbidden gap? Yes. How much?
sir, 10 electron volt.
Forbidden gap 10 electron volt. 10 electron volt is too much. Yesterday I have told you. First of all, try to know
7 to 10,
what is
7 to 10 electron volts, sir.
7, 10. Um,
7 to
Sir,
10.
7 is okay, but
7
then
to 1.1.
now from where you have read 10 electron volt. First of all, try to know what is a forbidden gap. So forbidden gap is a level of energy level difference between valence band and conduction band. Okay. So they are asking about insulator. Okay. In the insulator, what will be the value of this forbidden gap? So 7 electron volt is okay. 6 electron volt is also okay. 5 electron volt is also okay. Yani this is a maximum 7 electron volt, not 10 electron volt. In which book you have read 10 electron volt? Anyone can reply so that we can confine it. In which book you have read 10 electron volt? Because this value is maximum 7 electron volt. Okay. If it is mentioned 6 electron volt, also okay. 5 electron volt, also okay. On board. So someone was saying that it is a 10 electron volt. In which book you have read it? Yes, please. In which book you have read it?
सर
H.C.
केमिस्ट्री
Verma?
में सेमेस्टर 1 में सर
तो
केमिस्ट्री में
वो
पढ़े थे।
कुछ दूसरा रीजन, हाँ केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा होगा, तो कुछ टेम्परेचर या एनवायरनमेंट का डिफरेंस रहा होगा, यानी कुछ टेम्परेचर उन्होंने कम किया होगा, दे हैव डिक्रीज द टेम्परेचर, बट एट नॉर्मल यानी एट रूम टेम्परेचर दिस वन इज 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट मैक्सिमम, राइट। इस सेंटीग्रेड पे जाओगे देन थिंग्स विल बी लिटिल बिट चेंज, ठीक है। वट एवर द थिंग्स आई एम टेलिंग यू, दैट इज एट रूम टेम्परेचर, रूम टेम्परेचर इज 27 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, so at 27 degrees centigrade this one is maximum 7 electron volt, ठीक है, for the insulator. Now what is the order of forbidden gap in insulator हो गया, what is the level of energy band gap in silicon at 27 degree centigrade? This is most important questions. Most of the time the teachers are going to ask in the viva, and also they are going to put in the mid semester and end semester examination. Most important question in gate and net, every time this question is coming. What is the level of energy band gap in silicon at 27 degree centigrade? So how much it is? How much it is? Who can reply?
जी सर 0.7 to 1.5 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट सर।
there is some confusion. 0.7 तब होगा जब हम इसमें कुछ डॉपिंग करेंगे, ठीक है, बट प्योर सिलिकॉन energy band gap is 1.7 electron volt. Keep in your mind, you can note down it. Pure silicon without any biasing
ओके
and
ओके
without increasing and decreasing temperature at room at 27 degree centigrade, energy band gap in silicon atom will be 1.7 electron volt, ठीक है, not will be less, not will be more. अब इसमें जब हम कुछ impurity मिक्स करेंगे, कुछ something if we are going to change, then this level will be changed. But pure silicon atoms, this one is 1.7 electron volt at 27 degree centigrade. This condition always you need to keep in your mind, right? What is the level of energy band gap in germanium atom at 27 degree centigrade? Again, this is very important question. What is the level of energy band gap in germanium at 27 degree centigrade? So that is a 1.2 electron volt. That is a 1.2 electron volt. ठीक है? Keep in your mind 1.2 electron volt. Sometimes people are going to ask, what is the energy band gap of intrinsic silicon material and intrinsic germanium material? Intrinsic. So intrinsic means pure silicon and pure germanium. We did not mix any type of impurity. So in that case, you'll have to reply the same. So if people are mentioning the word pure or intrinsic, both are same. If people are going to put the word extrinsic, extrinsic, then this value will be changed. If a material is extrinsic, silicon material and silicon extrinsic material, then this value will be 0.72 electron volt. 0.2 electron is extra will be 0.62 electron volt. 0.62 electron volt, right? So now, what is a intrinsic? What is a extrinsic? So yesterday I have told you some semiconductor material, silicon and germanium. So silicon and germanium, pure, they are intrinsic. Pure, they are intrinsic. Now, if in the silicon and germanium you are going to mix some sort of impurity, material. then they will become intrinsic semiconductor material. So what is the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor material? Intrinsic semiconductor material are pure silicon and germanium. Extrinsic means when we will mix some trivalent or pentavalent impurity, right? Trivalent and pentavalent impurity. So then they will become extrinsic semiconductor material. So now in the intrinsic, two types, silicon and germanium. In the extrinsic, uh, there will be N type and P type semiconductor material. So extrinsic, how many types are there? Extrinsic semiconductor material, N type, P type. So when extrinsic will be N type material, when extrinsic will be P type material, it depends upon which type of impurity I am going to mix. If I am going to mix uh, donor impurity, if I am going to mix, so again I'm going to talk about only and only silicon. I'm not going to talk about germanium because no one is going to use germanium. The reason behind germanium is reactable with water and they will going to damage IC. That's why. So if I'm going to mix in the silicon uh, donor impurity, then it will be N-type extrinsic semiconductor material. If I'm going to mix acceptor impurity So, yes, these for the tutorial, you can make one separate copy and you can write the questions because from next time I will provide you some sort of a numerical. Those numerical you have to solve and you can write in those copy and time to time you can submit that copy to me so that we can assign some marks and according to that we can decide your internal marks. Okay. So. Sure. Okay. Already have forwarded this sheet. You can take care it and you can write the answer of these questions properly.